This is the 1-hour gameplay channel, and we have some very interesting news for you. As you have already figured out from the cover of this video, we will talk about a new MMORPG game, which I am extremely interested in. The thing is that suddenly, like thunder in broad daylight, I stumbled upon a very curious MMORPG, which apparently will soon be able to test in person, as on its site appeared an opportunity to apply for participation in the testing. I want to immediately excite you, as the game is being created exclusively for the PC platform. There will be no mobile versions and no crossplay. Also, I think many people will be pleased to know that the game is being developed by a young and ambitious Turkish studio, not Korean or Chinese developers, like in 90% of cases. In general, I hope I was able to interest you. So if I did, be ready, I will tell you everything I was able to find about this game. Well, while we haven't started yet, I want to ask you all to definitely subscribe to the channel. According to statistics, many of my video viewers are not subscribed to my channel. And I also recommend ringing the bell to let YouTube notify you of new reviews that will be coming out on this channel. Believe me, it's worth it as I have very interesting content. While you will be writing likes and comments, I would like to show some gameplay clips that interested me the most. It's time to start. Our MMORPG today is called The Quinfall, and believe me, it's an ambitious project. The task is not just to create another classic MMORPG, but to create a new unique MMORPG with a living world that will directly affect the player, and in turn, the player will be able to affect the game world in different ways. Agree, it sounds at least very interesting. And additionally, I want to give credit to the developers, as they could have gone the way of crowdfunding and taking money from players supposedly for development, but they didn't do that. The guys simply locked themselves in the studio and have been actively working on the game for 2 years already, so respect to them for such an approach. It's all great, of course, but finally, let me tell you about the game features, which are many, and therefore, for convenience, let's discuss them all one by one. Let's start with the game world, because believe it or not, it is truly unique and has a lot of nuances. Lands of Quinfall feature a variety of landforms, mountains, lakes and rivers that are shaped according to their respective biomes and climates. Firstly, it is simply huge. The overall size of the game map is 2,000 square kilometers, and it's all one seamless open location. Secondly, the game world is not monotonous. There are different biomes with valleys, forests, rivers, cliffs, and deserts. Each biome is not only visually different, but also has its own unique features. For example, different biomes have different animals and resources to collect. The same applies to weather effects that may or may not occur depending on the biome. Thirdly, the game has a day and night cycle, changing seasons, and I already mentioned the free effects. All of this exists not just for beauty. Weather conditions, time of day, and season also affect the game world. It's simple enough, so let me explain. For example, at night, some types of animals will appear that can't be encountered during the day. As for weather and the seasons, after rain, for example, there will be more various grasses to gather. But in winter, they won't grow at all. Strong rains can cause flooding of some territories. In dry periods, on the other hand, water will decrease and previously inaccessible areas will become available for exploration. And fourth, the uniqueness of the world lies in the fact that it lives independently of you, meaning that different NPCs in cities and beyond will be busy with their own things. So, for example, when you come to a blacksmith shop, you may not find the blacksmith there, but you can talk to the traders nearby or other NPCs to find out where to find him. And that's all sorts of things. They promise us a lot. At the moment, it is unknown how classes in the game will work. Will they be strictly selected at the time of character creation, or will they depend on the weapon used by the player? However, I can say for sure that in the demonstration, such weapons were shown as a sword with a shield, a two-handed sword, a huge halberd, paired axes, a bow, and a magic staff. In general, a quite decent set. By the way, write in the comments which classes you prefer to play in MMORPG projects. It's even interesting to see who will gather more. As for the character editor, judging by the demonstration, it is quite extensive and will allow you to create an absolutely unique character. According to the developer statements, more than 100 details can be adjusted on the face of the character, with details like skin color, hair, eyes, and body shape, while tattoos and accessories allow further customization. So it seems that your fantasy will definitely find somewhere to roam. This world offers you 11 different improvable professions inspired by the Middle Ages. It is known for sure that if desired, you will be able to engage in farming, growing various crops, and for work on the garden, you will be able to hire different NPC workers if desired. You will be able to engage in cooking, which will allow you to create dishes with a variety of buffs that in turn will be useful in both combat and various peaceful activities. There is also alchemy, which allows you to create various potions that restore mana and health. For those who prefer something relaxed, there is fishing, where your catch will depend on the location, time of day, and time of year when you decide to go fishing. If you enjoy livestock farming, the game also has a comprehensive system for taming and breeding various animals. Some animals will produce certain resources, while others you can use as riding pets. Collecting resources and hunting is also available, so armed with an axe one can go to the forest to chop wood, and if you take a pickaxe with you, you can also dig for minerals in the mines. Of course, there are a lot of different herbs, and they are also needed for collection. Hunting is not yet clear how it works, but it is definitely going to be there. In short, there are already more than enough peaceful activities in the game, taking into account that developers haven't told us everything yet. In addition to everything mentioned above, the game has a lot of other activities as well. If you want, you can own your own store in the game or even a whole tavern that will bring in revenue and supply other players with useful supplies. If you are a born trader, the game offers an extensive trading system, auctions, and even the possibility of organizing caravans. Therefore, creating trade guilds in the game will be more than justified, although trading in proud solitude is also possible. For more familiar content in the game, there will be various dungeons that you can pass, world bosses and raids. All of this is also present here. The system of house ownership in the game is also present. You can build a house in specially designated places and decorate it as you like. For this, there are already hundreds of diverse items in the game that will perform both a decorative function and be used for their intended purpose, for example for crafting something. If that's not enough for you, you can always take a break from quests, professions, and the storyline by playing a few rounds of a card game that was specially designed for the project. By the way, you can play this card game both with NPCs and other players if that becomes boring for you. Then, you can go on a treasure hunt or start solving the mysteries and puzzles of the Quinfall world, thereby discovering previously inaccessible secret locations. By the way, various types of treasures and secrets can be found not only on the surface, but also underground, in caves, or even on the seabed, so sometimes you will even have to swim to find something interesting. Every piece of information you gather, and every area or dungeon you visit will broaden your knowledge, allowing you to uncover Quinfall's mysteries and hidden areas. Oh, I almost forgot. There is also sea navigation and shipbuilding in the game. You can build a ship on your own, or with friends, and set off to explore the seas. Who knows what awaits you there, even a kraken. But the gaming activities don't end here, as the game also has PvP content, especially considering that there are trade caravans and sea adventures. No one will stop you from organizing gangs with other players to attack merchants or create a pirate team that will bring terror to other players at sea. It is still unknown how the PvP system will work, but in my opinion, the territory will be divided into safe zones with forbidden PvP and dangerous zones where it will be allowed. However, for the moment, everything described above sounds like an MMORPG that aspires to be the best in the world throughout the history of the genre. This is my personal opinion because there is absolutely everything I loved about MMORPGs in my youth and childhood, when I spent 14 to 16 hours a day playing and even organized 24-hour online marathons with friends. The game has abundant PvP content that practically does not limit the player and allows them to do absolutely anything that comes to mind. In addition to all this, there is also PvP activity, which can be quite engaging both on land and at sea. Of course, judging by the gameplay demonstration, the game looks very cool. I remind you that the game is being developed on the Unity engine, so the picture will be as colorful and juicy as possible. The development of the game world, its liveliness and dynamics, was especially pleasing. However, at the moment there are also many questions about the game, as it is unclear how all this will work. Will the game become just another survival game? By the way, in some gameplay clips, I didn't hear the necessary sound effects for the character, such as walking sounds, jumping sounds, and monster and NPC sounds were also missing or too simple, like from games from 2005. In general, the question of sound effects and donations is still open. What about donations? For what money will the game exist? After all, these brilliant guys did not do this work for nothing, and they should start earning a profit from their efforts. I am an adult uncle and understand that games must bring profit to their developers, otherwise the game will die. I would like to know more about this aspect, as it can greatly affect the game's popularity among fans of the genre. However, one thing can be said for sure, the project has intrigued me, and it's worth adding to your Steam wishlist. To do this, I will add a link to the description of this dream game for geeks like me. As far as I understand, the game should soon become available for testing, and all those who want can apply for the test on the game's website. Don't miss the opportunity, try and maybe you'll get lucky. If I succeed in getting to the tests, I will definitely tell you everything I learned and saw, of course, if there is no information ban. So subscribe to the channel, and make sure to turn on notifications, so as not to miss new interesting games and news about such wonderful projects like this. Thank you for watching, and I want to say a huge thank you to all those who write comments under the video and communicate with me. Sometimes I get very bored without you. I'm waiting for all of you in the comments. It's very interesting to know what you think of the game. Good luck, more cool games, and see you in the new videos or in the old ones, because there are many on the channel. I wish you good health and best of luck. Goodbye.